guys, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to learn about lists and also do a small little challenge. So what are lists? Well, lists are used to store multiple items in one single variable. So lists are one of the four built-in data types in Python used to store collections of data. Now that we have tuple, set, and dictionary, we're going to learn about these way later. But they all have different qualities and usage. Lists are created using square brackets. Like this. This is a list. It's holding different strings in one variable. And as you can see, these are three values stored in one variable. Okay, so let's see about this in code right now. So a single variable called list. So square brackets. Robert, Matt, Dennis. As you can see, we have different strings over here, but they're only stored in one variable. So now we can. So if you're wondering how does the list get printed, this is how. It's in the same format as you did over here. Okay, so now what if we made a list of names? We want to use one name like Robert, or only Matt, or only Dennis, or only Arya. Let's see. So use square brackets again, and you see the value. We learned about index before, but I didn't properly explain. But I'm gonna properly explain it now. Well, the indexes in Python start from 0. So in this normal variable, if you store Robert, well, in lists, the indices are used for the sequences, or the strings or the ints in each. So that each string or each int, each value in it. But in basics, it's for each letter. Okay? So we all know that the index starts with 0. It doesn't start with 1, like as if R is 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not like that. It starts with 0. So R is going to be 0. So this is O is going to be 1, B is going to be 2, E is going to be 3, and so on. You can see this is how it's positioned, so to speak. So now how do we print only one component? We'll use indexes. Use square brackets, and then if you want to put Robert, use 0 because that's where it is. And these words or the components are used. Like Robert is 0, Matt is 1, Dennis is 2, Aryan is 3. So now this is gonna print Robert. Yeah, Robert. I don't know why this ran, but let's leave that. So it did Robert. So what if you wanted Matt? 1, save 1. Do Matt. What if you want to put Robert, Matt, and Dennis but not Aryan? Or maybe we just want to put Robert and Matt, or maybe Matt and Dennis, but not these two. What about Dennis and Aryan? So let's see. So we use a colon. So from Robert to Dennis, right? So Dennis's place is 2. So let's try 2. It shows Robert Matt. But what happened? Dennis is 2, right? Well, the index ended with the exclusive. Okay, so exclusive in one less than the original value, like 2. In this case, it's gonna print Robert and Matt, not Dennis. So it's gonna think that this is the end. The start of 2 is the end, right? So the start of 2 is the end. Then what is left is Robert and Matt. So we can do 3. And why 3? Because 3 starts over here, but this thing ends over here. So now it's going to include Dennis, Matt, and Robert, everything. So let's try printing it again. And voila, you got Dennis too. Okay, that was kind of irritating using 0. So is there any shortcut that we don't have to write 0? Well, yes. If it's the start or the end, you can just skip it. So let's see how to do it in the start. I just cut the 0 out of here and this is automatically going to be 0. Let's try it. And it's the same as the last time. Robert and Matt, and Robert, Matt, Dennis, okay? So, this is how we can do it. We just cut the value and it's going to do to make it 0. And then let's keep this 1. And what if we want to do Aryan, Dennis, and Matt? Well, we could just do 4. Let's see what happens with 4, right? It's going to print it because there isn't any 4 items. But still, it's going to end because if there was a 4th thing over here, it's before the 4th one. That's what we care about. We don't care about the 4th one, we just care about before the 4th. So you can just take this blank space over here. So this blank space over here is a 4th index, okay? So this is actually, you might be thinking, okay, it printed the same thing. What's so wrong? Well, this is actually not valid code. I mean, it will print it, but if you're in a community, if you're in an office, if you're evaluating with your group, even it's not a valid code. The teammates will automatically tell you this is not how you should do it. This is not common etiquette. Like talking to someone who's sleeping, you can do it, but it's not. It doesn't even matter, right? So now instead of writing this 4, you can just cut it off, and it's automatically going to switch to the end. It did the same thing as last time, but this is the valid code which more developers will use. Well, can we just put the colon and will it do 0 or 4? Well, yes, it did. So you can just put the colon and it's going to do everything. But even this is not valid code. Like, why would you want to do that? You can just no, just print list and that's what it's going to do. Same result as last time, except there was a colon and square brackets last time. Okay, so now I'm going to teach you about the import function. Okay? What if you want to play a game where you want to guess a random name of this list? And let's see if the other random of Python is the same. It's pretty fun. You can play some bets on it. So let's see how to do it. Well, you use import. What is import? It's a built-in function like print. But it imports some libraries. Libraries such as, let's think of it as you went to a library. Okay? But you to study about the probably geography. Okay? Okay guys. So yeah, so we were talking about the import function, right? So the import function imports some libraries. Like if you went to the library to study for the geography bee, right? But you're not doing it enough with this boost the school is giving you. Maybe you want enough information, sorry, more information, so that you can totally ace it. Well, you're gonna take another book from the library, right? Borrow it, or just study it there in the library, right? Well, that's what we can do. Except we can actually take it from the library, use it in our code, and then it's gonna help us, right? So we're gonna import some function called random. So now what is this? Well, this is a book that's gonna help us choose a random name out of this. Okay? Let's see what happens. And how to use this random? Well, it's kind of easy. You use random, the choice. For this purpose that you're doing, random for dot choice is the best option. I'm pasting a few links down in the description below. Do check it out because it'll show all the functions inside the random book. like all the chapters inside random book, which you can use. Now we could So now to take less space actually, you can also do this random.choice. Now what's this gonna do? Random.choice is just gonna import random and a choice function. But let's leave that aside and just go with a simple function we're trying to make. So now how do you use choice? Well, you just have to name the list or the sequence. In our case, it's list. Run it. We got Robert. But if you run it again, it got Dennis. Da. If you run it a lot of time, you got Matt, Aryan, Matt, Dennis. Okay, there are only four ones, that's why there are a lot of repetitions. But what if there are millions of words? Well, we'll just stick to 50. That's a lot. So just gonna keep random words, okay? So this is what a random function does. Okay, so welcome. So I told you guys that we'll be making a school project, right? In the starting? Well, this is the cool part. You want to make a Python password generator. Now, what does this do? It's kind of easy. I want to create a list of different adjectives, nouns, signs, and numbers. And then you want to use a random function and store each adjective's random in a variable. Now, I'm not going to explain everything right now, but this is how it works. So, this is the adjective. This is the noun, this is the sign, and this is the number. So I want to store three different lists, one full of adjectives, one of nouns, one of signs, one of numbers. And you're gonna put the random of each list in a variable and use them to print this. So now if you print this now, I get General Pegasus at $1.45. Now you got handsome cow percentage 2807. Grumpy dinosaur at 201. Sleepy Pegasus hash 45. So this is the thing you gotta do. Okay, so I hope you tried it, and if you didn't, don't worry. And if you didn't get it, sorry, you have to practice, okay? So if you didn't get it, it's alright. We can use it and see how to make it. There's no problem being confused. It happens with everyone. So I'll just Python password generator. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is create the lists. So now this list can be called adjectives. Okay, a list of adjectives. Sleepy, grumpy, handsome, and sleepy, grumpy, handsome. Let's see, what can we put here? Now let's put gentle. Oops, gentle. Now let's do noun and different nouns such as Pegasus, cow, and dad, dad, dinosaur, dinosaur. Now let's do, oops, signs. Okay, so we've done four different sounds. So it's okay for adjectives, for nouns, for signs. So at, hash, dollar, percent. Now we're gonna put these numbers inside strings, okay? So like this. Okay, we're not gonna put something with the strings like this. And you might be asking why? Because we can't concatenate, as we learned about concatenating a different data types like handsome21. This is not valid because this is string and this is an integer. So put this inside. And now 45, 2807, 1875. Okay, so these are some random numbers. But now how do we find out the random of these random things, right? Well, we use what we learned, right? We can import random. Mm-hmm. Random. Import random. So now we've imported random. And now let's use it, Random adjective. I'm using snake case over here. This is the preferred version for naming Python variables and stuff. So this equals to random choice adjectives. So we're just gonna copy this. So now let's change it. Actually, so now remove spaces for a trick that you learned. So we're gonna do this. This is Alt Command down arrow. What am I doing? Oops. So this has to be adjective. We're just gonna use. I don't know why I'm doing this. Literally, I have no point. I'll just change these things later on too. Okay, guys. So this is the code we need. Not all done though. Why? Because we need to print the result. And also store this thing. Where is everything stored? We can't just print any of these, right? We want the whole password. Well, it's easy. We're going to store it in a variable called password. And we're going to do random adjective plus random nouns plus random signs plus when. Bah. When. Ah. Random numbers. Now we're gonna print. And once we run this, Grumpy Cow $2 Okay, let's lower this. Sleepy Dad person 2807. Grumpy Dinosaur person 1875. So it's generating random problems, right? So well, that's it for today's video. And I just wanted to say congratulations, you've actually used everything you learned in a super fun and interactive program, right? Well, let me know your doubts in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.